Hi, and welcome to the business of being a virtual assistant. I'm your host, Tiffany Parson, your virtual coworker, and this is episode number 143. Now, I'm just going to tell it to you straight. I am nervous to talk about today's topic, partly because I almost got scammed on LinkedIn. The minute I tried to embrace LinkedIn, and what do you know? A scammer. Fortunately, I caught it early, and I think I kind of felt like it was a scam at first, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I went along out of curiosity, and today let's just get right into it. I'm going to share with you what happened and also share the fake check. If you are listening to this episode on the podcast, I'll take a picture of the fake check and post it on the website. So you'll be able to go over to tiffanyparson.com, click on podcast, look for episode 143, and get to see a picture of it. So anyway, all right, let's just get right to it, okay? Well, I have a love-hate relationship with LinkedIn, and I decided that I'm going to, bite the bullet and just embrace LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn for a very long time. I used to post regularly on it, but have not utilized it to its full potential. So this is where, I'm going to just dive all in and do this and see how far I can go with it. Well, you guys, one of the things on LinkedIn, and if you read any LinkedIn books or have taken a course on LinkedIn and getting clients on LinkedIn, one of the things that most people are teaching, and I'm gonna, I think it would work when you're not scamming people, is about messaging people. Some people's approach is a coffee talk, some's approach is a free webinar, some is a free report. They're just different approaches that people are taking. And so it's funny that the day I got this message, I got two messages. I don't know if they came the same day, but I saw them on the same day. And one was legit. I actually remember after connecting with her, she sent me a message. It was like, oh, it's so great to connect, da da da. And then a few days later, she sent a second message. And when her second message came, the scammer message came as well. And her second message was like, oh, we should, if you're interested, I'd love to know more about what you do. Let's do a virtual coffee chat. And I thought, okay, that's pretty neat. I was intrigued. Sure, why not? I looked on her profile. She looked interesting, da da da. And so the scammer message came, they came at the same time. So one was like a coffee thing, and this is what the scammer message said. Let me see. I've got my notes in front of me to make sure, that I get it to you exactly how it was written, because I want you to learn from my experience, and I'll give you a few tips along the way. It happens to the best of us, but thankfully, I caught it in time before it caused any issues with my bank account or anything like that. So the message came in, the subject was, Tiffany, you've been selected for an opportunity. That was red flag number one. You've been selected for an opportunity. Red flag, right? So he's like, Tiffany, impressive impressive background. I had the opportunity to review your profile today, and I'm looking to hire someone with your background and skills. I'd love to have a conversation with you about this career opportunity. Would you be willing to connect for a brief chat? I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so my first thing was like, oh, what is this? But keep in mind, I also got the coffee chat message, and I'm diving into LinkedIn, so I'm learning what is the lingo on LinkedIn. So maybe I am being too hard, because I can be that way at times. So maybe I'm being too hard, but this was my response back. So I said, hi, Ed, because he said his name was Ed. He actually had a profile picture and everything on LinkedIn. We were not connected. He was a second, I don't know what they call it, second connection, I guess. Okay. Hi, Ed. Thanks so much for reaching out. I need more specific written information before determining if I have time. Thanks again. So I didn't want to waste time and get on the phone without any details. So he writes back about an hour or so later that, they're looking for a virtual assistant to provide some administrative support to their top consultants, different yada yada. And they're looking for someone to help, with their scheduling and travel and different things like that. So I was like, oh, okay. So I have not done anyone's travel or anything like that. I've never done that. I'm all techie, but I've done client care and customer support and stuff like that. So that, I like that kind of thing as well. And, sometimes you take a chance on a project to see, is this something that I would like to do on a grand scale? Would I like to work with more than one client in doing this? And so I saw it as an opportunity, to see if I would like it. And it was a contract position, nothing permanent, not taking on a full-time or anything. Okay, so help with booking conferences, hotels, and travels. Cool. So he let me know what their offering for the pay would be. And if I was interested, he said to send a resume to his email. Now, if you've been a long-time podcast listener, in the initial episodes, I said I strongly am against virtual assistant business owners providing resumes. And I still hate it. I still hate it, y'all, when people ask for a resume, because I feel like, why are we stuck in this resume thing? Why? And lately, I was like, you know what? Thinking about this, and I'm just like, okay, this is LinkedIn, and it is the Chamber of Commerce of social media. It is not social. It is work. And so if people are coming here for work, then in most instances, the way you show your work is through resume or portfolio. So I went digging to see what I had, because several years ago, I did come up with like a virtual assistant type resume. And what it looks like, it's client experiences is really what it is. And so I had that, and I had to add a few more. I don't have on it like one-off projects. I have extended projects. If it was someone that I worked with for over 4 months, really 6 months or more, they're on this. So it does, because it could get really, really long. So they're on this. And so I updated it because I hadn't updated it in maybe 3 or 4 years. So I added on, some more things. Okay, fine. So like I said, I checked him out, looked at his name, looked at his business. It existed. I went to Facebook because I feel like if they're on Facebook and people have responded back to them, then they're a real person. Okay, so I just told him, thanks so much, Ed, for the opportunity. I'll send it to you shortly. So I went, digging around, got all the stuff together. And again, I'm embracing LinkedIn, new opportunity. Let's see how it works. I will jump in feet first to get a feel to see if it's cool, because nothing's permanent. It's not, locked in. And that dinging, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but my notes are on my Kindle, and so I'm getting notifications on here if you hear dinging. All right, so anyway, okay, so that was the message on LinkedIn. So went on about my business. I sent the resume, and I put, client experiences and stuff on there. I updated it. And the first mistake I made, and I didn't realize this until after, was that the contact information at the top had my cell phone number on it, and instead of my business phone number. So I immediately made another copy and put my business number, and then made a note that this is the business version, because it has my business phone number instead of my cell phone. So anyway, I get an email, Let me see if I can find it really, really quick. Get an email from Ed Dinkins. That was the name on LinkedIn, Ed Dinkins. And he's supposed to be in my local area. Concord, North Carolina is what his LinkedIn profile says. So I was like, oh, cool. He's even local. Okay. So I went and sent it to him. All right. So let's see. The next day. Now, he had given me details about what it entailed, what they were willing to pay, all that good stuff. So this is where it gets a little shaky, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so he basically in the email lets me know he gets the resume. He reiterates what he put in the LinkedIn message. But this is where... no, wait, no, not here. Didn't get really sketchy yet. He let me know that he's looking over the information and that if they want to proceed, he'll, contact me. Okay, fine, great. So let me see here. Oh my goodness. He let me know what I need for the task. So there was some software that's needed for the project. Okay, fine. I've worked with clients that, they use certain software. Maybe it's related to real estate. Maybe it's related to how they do their client care, but a specific software. And usually if it's a software that you need to do your role, the client will provide the software for you. You don't have to go buy the software. That is the norm. I've had clients purchase software from me or give me access to their software. I've even had a client that bought a computer from me. So if clients want you to have certain things, depending on the extent of the project and all that stuff, they'll make sure you have what you need. Okay. So this is where it gets a little weird, because remember, he's wanting me to book conferences, travel, and hotels. Okay, so a few days later, this is where I'm like, oh, what kind of mess is this? So he's like, hello, Tiffany. The English is somewhat off, right? I am rest assured that you are eligible to take up the position. That is the first sentence in the email after hello, Tiffany. And I'm like, that reads weird. Okay. Your first assignment is a proficiency assignment, which will be used to assess your proficiency. Okay. Your first assignment is a proficiency assignment, which we'll use to assess your proficiency. Too many proficiencies, too many assignments in one sentence. A meeting will be set up with you after the first task to give you feedback on your performance and sign necessary paperwork. This virtual assistant position requires a printer and licensed application software. Now, that's to the point where when I read printer, I'm like, why would I need a printer if I'm booking conferences, travel, hotel? All of that is digital. You'll get an email, and the email will be sent to the person, or I can CC the person. So that was one thing. Like, that's weird. So think about, does this make sense? Does it make sense? Okay. A paycheck of $3,950 will be sent to you, which will cover, number one, your first week of pay. Number two, the money for the printer. So now this money is way more than what the weekly pay is. So I'm supposed to take a portion of this money to buy a printer. And then number three, the money for licensed application software. So I'm supposed to, the check is going to come, $3,950. A portion of it for the week's work, then buy your printer and the software. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, let's keep reading. The printer, papers, and licensed application software will be sent to your address by our independent seller after payment is made by you. This is the reason for this check. The printer and licensed application software are essential to perform the virtual assistant's task successfully. Kindly send your full name as it would be on the check, valid mobile number, and address of where the check should be sent. Okay. So I thought it was a little weird, right? But I'm like, okay. Always trust your first mind. The Holy Spirit talks to you. It's the Holy Spirit. It is your intuition, whatever you call it. It comes from God, the Creator. I knew it was it's weird, right? Okay. But I wasn't 100% sure because I've had clients purchase software for me in the past. I've gotten equipment in the past. So, and it's a real person. I've looked up his company. I've looked him up. He's a real person, okay, at this point. And the thing is, it's like I would hate to discount somebody. I was not 100% sure. Okay, so I sent the information, but get this. Here's some tips. If you haven't got any, I won't put them in order because the thoughts are coming so fast. But here's the deal. For your address, never, ever, 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 ever use your home address. You need another address. And for several reasons. Your business should have another address, whether it's a P.O. box, a UPS store, it needs another address other than your house. Okay? I've had clients who were coaching and had their customers, their clients, show up to their office. Fortunately, the office was not their actual physical address. Imagine if it had been. Imagine if it had been their home address. If you, right now, are using your home address for your business, stop now. Go get your P.O. box, go to the UPS store. I use the UPS store because it's a complete address. Because sometimes when you're ordering things and you need it shipped, they won't ship to a P.O. box. But if it's a UPS store, it's a whole physical address, so you don't have any problems. Someone there is there to sign it. You get an email to let you know that your package is there. It is worth every penny to me to have that. I've been, at the same UPS store for years. The guys that work there, the owner of it knows me, knows my husband. In fact, now all we have to do is walk in and they already head to the back to get our stuff. They know our box number, everything. So that is a little, a little safety net. So when somebody wants my address, that is the address that you get. And so that's the address, which is another reason why, even though I wasn't 100% sure this was legit, I was okay giving that address because it's not my real address. And then my cell phone number. I did give my cell phone number, which I should have just given my business number, but I just wasn't thinking. I had a lapse in thought in that moment. Also, I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I don't even answer numbers that I don't know. If your number's not saved in my phone and you call me, you're going to voicemail. That's just how it works. So anyway, I sent that. And, okay, so that was January 11th, okay? Fast forward to January 16th. So really, the 11th was a Friday, and the 16th was like a Wednesday, something like that. So it wasn't a whole bunch of days, even though it sounds like it. But if you think Friday, the weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it wasn't a long time. So get this, guys. So this is good morning, Tiffany. This is the email I got. Good morning, Tiffany. This is when I knew for sure, scam. Good morning, Tiffany. Sorry for the silence. My stepmother had a surgery, so I had to go look out for her for the time. I just returned last night and thought I should notify you that the check will be delivered to your address with the amount of $2,950 on it. To keep an eye on it, kindly use this USPS tracking number to know the status and have it deposited via mobile deposit or any nearest ATM machine around you so that the funds can be made available for you first thing tomorrow morning. Kindly keep me posted as soon as you receive and deposit it in your account. Sincerely, Ed Dinkins. Now, you and I both know if you deposit a check into your account and it's an out-of-state check, or it's not a local bank or something like that, they're going to hold it a certain amount of that to make sure that it clears. So the whole, hurry up, rush, deposit it via your ATM, mobile deposit, rush, so you have first thing in the morning, that's not how it works. In fact, one of my local clients, they pay me as a church, they pay me with a check, and it usually takes about 2 days for the check to clear, depending on when I deposit. And I do mobile deposit for it, but it takes about 2 days, and they're local. So this whole rush, you're going to get it first thing, that's just a small bit of the whole scam thing, but the idea of this, right? That whole stepmama and surgery thing, that was right. Okay. Keep in mind, we're talking about Friday to Wednesday. That is not a long time. It's not like months and months. So anyway, so that was the email I got. Then I got a text message. When did the text? Okay, so that was the 16th, which was a Wednesday, January 16th. I got a text message. Let me see. I think this was the same day. I got the text message either the same day or the next day. Let's say it was the next day, because it doesn't have the date. It just has the time. So I got a text message. Hello, Tiffany. This is Ed Dinkins. I'm contacting you regarding the virtual assistant position. By this time, I already know it's a scam. At this point, the check has not arrived yet, but I already know it's a scam based on that email. So text came after this email. I only got one text because I blocked the number once it came through. So in a way, I was glad I did the personal phone number because he texts. Well, if I had done a Google voice number, I would have gotten a text too. So it would have been fine. But what I did was I looked up the phone number. I did a Google search with the phone number because I already know it's a scam. I looked up the phone number on Google, and what do you know? It pops up on this website where other people have gotten scammed in recently. It's a very new scam. There are different kinds of scams going on, but this was a new one. And so I look it up, and there were 3 reports for January for this same phone number, and just warning people or whatever. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Well, how crazy is that, right? How crazy. So, this is the fake check. This is from, it's not even from the person that I've been emailing. This is from Dilian Timoslina. I don't know. I'm showing the whole address. I know it's somebody's address, but hey, scammer, scammer, scammer. And that's my UPS store address. So I'm not concerned about that showing either. You can show up and talk to Chet. He'll be happy to do business with you. All right, look, there's nothing in the envelope. I saved it just like it was. Nothing in here. No envelope, no letter, nothing. This is it. Cashier's check. At the very bottom, I've never seen this before. At the very bottom of it, it says the purchase of a surety bond may be required before any cashier's check on this bank will be placed or refunded in the event it is lost, misplaced, or stolen. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe you have seen that before. I've never seen that before in a cashier's check. And you can see the numbers are kind of worn at the bottom. And the person that bought this check, Thomas Felty, he's a new name as well. So it's 3 different names. Now, the initial name, The name on the envelope, name on the check, all different names. And the check, the phone number is a New York number, but this check has the California address. Like I said, by this time I'd already figured out it was a scam. So before I even go and conclude this, the big lesson, I want to share this other thing that's just kind of weird. So remember at the beginning of this, I said I looked up his Facebook profile. He's a real person. People were like, hey, Ed, happy birthday, or this and that about his, where he lived, all this stuff. People were responding. So he's a real person. So I sent him a friend request. The day I figured out big time scam, when it was the whole my stepmama had surgery thing, I sent a friend request on Facebook because I want to see, is this a real person? And if it is, I'm going to let him know what's up. So a few days later, he responded to the friend request. So I waited to see if he would say anything because, okay, if this is him from the email, maybe he'll connect the dots and be like, oh, yes, Tiffany, we're going to be working with her. Right? Wrong, scam. But, I gave him a few days just in case to see or for him to message or, whatever. He didn't. So about a week later, I sent him a message and I introduced myself and just let him know about a funny experience I had on LinkedIn that someone had created a profile with his name, picture, and information. And I sent him screenshots. Always get screenshots. Get screenshots right then. Always get screenshots because people can go back and delete things. So get your screenshots up front. So I sent him the screenshots of the emails, the message in LinkedIn, and the text message with the phone number so he could see the phone number as well. You guys, this is where it got kind of, I'm like, that is just weird. So if someone were to message you and let you know someone's created a fake profile and they're doing this, scamming people, sending fake checks, whatever, you see all this going on, when you respond like, oh my gosh, thank you for letting me know. When somebody had created a fake Instagram account and I had 2 people to message me on Instagram and let me know, hey, Tiffany, I think someone's created a profile of you on Instagram. I was very appreciative of them letting me know. I responded back and I, immediately got it on my end to report it to Instagram so they take it down. Okay, this guy did not respond at all. And on Facebook, you can tell when people read your message. A little picture pops up, they read the message. Y'all, he didn't respond. He did not say a word. He didn't say thank you. He didn't say boo. He didn't say nothing. So that is just really weird. So anyway, it's not LinkedIn's fault because there are going to be scammers everywhere, but I am glad that this whole thing happened when it did. It happened at the beginning of my journey with LinkedIn and learning how it works and, navigating the conversations and what people are doing on LinkedIn. And I've been working, you guys know, for 10 years. And so I haven't had to deal with any scammers online really at all. I haven't encountered any scammer. I've encountered some jerks, but not a scammer. So this is my first scammer, 10 years. So if you're afraid to jump or start or put yourself out there because you're afraid you're gonna get scammed, don't be afraid. So let's look at this, some of the signals. From the very beginning, I questioned if it was real. And that's why I asked for some details in writing. I wasn't even thinking about people. I know people call and scam people. I know people send emails and scam people. But this, so this is a whole new elaborate thing that's going on. And the whole thing about, once money is involved and they're like, whenever they're going to send you a check that's more than when you're getting paid. It's fine if a client gives you a bonus after the fact, but you're giving me more upfront. And then you're telling me to use that extra to buy other things. No, this is where the scam would come in. I would have deposited that into my account. Then I go buy a printer. I go buy this software that they're probably on the other end of the software. I didn't stick around long enough to see what the next step was or to get the link or anything like that because I blocked the number and I haven't gotten another email. So they probably realized that I figured it out. But yeah, so I feel like they would have been on the receiving end of the software, and that's where the scam comes in because it's a fake check. So if the software costs $2,000, and I'm just guessing, I don't know how much it was, but it had to be a lot based on the check and the breakdown and stuff. So let's say the software was $2,000, and they would be getting $2,000 from me directly, not from them, because the check was fake. And then my bank would come back at me because of this fake money, right? Of a bounce check, and now I've spent money and all. It would just be a mess. But yeah, so the scam comes in when you pay for the software. They're going to be on the receiving end of the so-called software. So anyway, what an adventure in learning all about LinkedIn and how it works. And I have just decided to not worry about it. I am appreciative of this event because number one, it gave me something to share with you on the podcast. It gave me something to warn you about because I haven't had to deal with a scammer. Yeah, bad, job postings, jerks, things like that, but not an outright scam from the start. People that didn't want to pay after you've worked, yes, but not an outright scam. Also, the client experience resume that I created is going to be helpful because I got to update my LinkedIn profile. So I've already written out all this information. So now I'm just going to transfer that to my LinkedIn profile. So that's going to be really helpful in refreshing it and updating it because when I initially started LinkedIn, I'm kind of doing like everybody else and adding all my resume stuff. Well, meaning corporate resume stuff. Well, none of that is relevant. Yes, I've drawn from it, but all this time it's not really relevant. So I've got some cleanup to do, but the information, what I've been doing for clients, I have it all right there. Now, I don't know if I'll list out client companies or anything like that, maybe city, states or something, but I'm not sure. Maybe a description of what they did. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what a lesson, right? What an adventure. What a lesson in all of this. Trust yourself. Trust the small voice. Trust the Holy Spirit. It comes as like a whisper. From the jump, I was like, I was going to just say no. I remember that was my first response. My first response was going to be to say no. So anyway, crazy. So let me know if you have any questions, guys. Send me your questions. In fact, where do I want you to send me questions? If you've got a question and you're listening to the podcast, the first thing I want you to do is text 345-345, and that's the number to text, and put in the words VA Start. That's going to get you on the VIP list. You're going to get access to my 15 known secrets of getting started as a virtual assistant. I'm going to do a little check-in. I'll send you a check-in email. When you get that email, you respond back. Let me know how you got on the list and let me know your question in relation to this podcast episode. That way you get my direct email and all that stuff and you're all set. Now, if you're already on the list, and let's say you're watching on YouTube, I want you to just comment below with your question. If you are, how else do you listen to this other than podcasts, YouTube, on the website, and you have a question, then you can submit your question by commenting below the the post, or you can send me your question through the contact tab, either way. And if you just don't like any of those methods, there are other ways to reach out: Facebook and Instagram and even Twitter. So all the different ways to contact me. And if you want to just have a good laugh over on LinkedIn and send me a message, you can do that as well. Because clearly I'm checking messages on LinkedIn. Okay, before I close out, if you've made it in the episode this long, thank you so much for listening. You have no idea how much I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me every week on the business of being a virtual assistant. I am actually, in February, I'm adding a bonus to the Virtual Assistant Business Owner Circle. The Virtual Assistant Business Owner Circle is my monthly membership program for virtual assistant business owners who are in it or starting in it. And there's going to be a bonus added in February. It's going to be a part 1. I think we're going to end up having a part 1 in February, part 2 in March, but there's a bonus. And you're hearing it first here on the podcast. And it is a LinkedIn takeover workshop. Yes, it is a bonus. It's just going to be included if you sign up for the Virtual Assistant Business Owners membership program. You're going to get this free workshop. And basically, really quick, not to make this any longer, but the workshop, we're going to look at LinkedIn profiles and change our profiles together. Right? Sometimes we need some accountability. And imagine if a group of us did this together. So we're going to change our LinkedIn profiles. We're going to map out our marketing plan for LinkedIn and not just map it out, but actually do it. And that is where the hard part comes in, because you can change your profile, you can map out your plan, you can have a strategy, but then that is it. There is no action. There's no action. Who is this workshop for? It is for you if you want more clients in your pipeline, if you want to work on your business more than in your business. That is who this is for. So make sure that you are on the VIP email list, because you're going to get some more information if you are about how to learn more about the bonus workshop. I'll talk about it at the beginning of February. We'll get together and do a free, quick webinar to go over it. But if you're not on the VIP list, there's no way for you to even get that information. So make sure if you're not on it, you text 345-345. And you want to text the words VA, as in virtual assistant start. So that will get you on the list. And again, if you're already on the list, cool. You're all set. You'll get that information in the coming days. And what else? Oh, if you are online, then if you're on tiffanyparson.com, just go to the free training, sign up for that. That gets you on the VIP list. As well. So anyway, I hope I've given all the details. If you're just totally confused, I gave you all the ways to contact me with your questions. So anyway, thank you guys so much. It wasn't so bad to share my scam experience. Lord have mercy. So anyway, thank you so much for listening and for watching. You have a wonderful and fabulous day.